speciality of Akshaya Tritiya is appearance day of Supreme Lord in his incarnation as Parshuram. Parshuram. There are three Rams: Parshuram, Shri Ram, Dasharatha Ram, Ayodhyapati Ram, and Balaram. So we are talking about Parshuram, one of the famous Dashavatar, 10 incarnation. So that Parshuram Avirbhav or incarnation happened on Akshaya Tritiya during this evening time. So today we will hear this beautiful Leela pastime of how Parshuram appeared. Who is Parshuram? What activities he did on this day, because of which Akshaya Tritiya has become very special. So in the previous yugas, the kings, as we know today, we all have elections going on, some democracy system we are following. Ordinary people elect their head of the state. But previously that was not the system. There used to be kings, monarch system. And those kings used to be very powerful. All the power used to be in their hands. Lawmakers. King is a lawmaker. King is a law implementer. He is also the judge. So much power in his hand. So many of the kings had become corrupt. And they were intoxicated with their so much of power. They say that too much power brings corruption, right? One person having so much power. So during those days, there was one very great king called Kartavirya-Arjuna. Kartavirya-Arjuna. His capital city was Mahishmati. So he was ruling from there. His name was Kartavirya-Arjuna, very powerful king. So how he had become powerful? He was a great devotee of Dattatreya. You heard of Dattatreya? So he was a very great devotee of Dattatreya. Dattatreya is another incarnation, avatar of Lord Vishnu. So by worshipping Dattatreya, by pleasing Dattatreya, Kartavirya-Arjuna had become very powerful. He had 1,000 arms, Bahu. So that is why he was also called as Bahubali, not the movie Bahubali. That is a imagination story, but this is a real story from the Shastra. So he had very powerful arms, 1,000 arms. It is also called Sahasra Bahu Kartavirya-Arjuna. Virya means powerful. His name was Kartavirya-Arjuna. So he did a lot of prayers. He had become a devotee of Dattatreya and he had become powerful because of Dattatreya's blessings. So he prayed to Dattatreya that nobody should defeat me except God himself, Supreme Lord. Only Supreme Lord can kill me. Nobody can kill me in this world. And Dattatreya said, Tathastu. So be it. So now nobody can defeat him. Nobody can attack him. Nobody can kill him. Because only Supreme Lord can kill him. So he had become very powerful. In that way, he had become very arrogant. Darpa. Arrogant means I don't care for anyone kind of attitude. See, even though he is a devotee, but these negative qualities can come in anybody's heart if you are not very careful. So he developed this arrogance, and because of this arrogance, he was insulting and misbehaving with many sages. And once he misbehaved and he insulted Indradev, Swargadipati Indradev, the king of heaven. So Indra was very upset. The way Kartavirya-Arjuna behaved with him, insulted him. So Indra was very upset. But Indra cannot do anything, even though he is king of heaven. Now he cannot take any action because Kartya Arjuna has taken the special blessing from the Supreme Lord. Only Lord Vishnu can punish him. Only Lord Vishnu, Narayana, can kill him. No one else can do anything to him. So they were very helpless. But Indra was very angry and upset. He said, I want to take revenge on this king who's very arrogant. So Indra, he appeared in one of the dynasty, Kshatriya dynasty, as a king Gadhi. Indra incarnated, he appeared as King Gadhi. And his wife, Shachi Devi, also appeared with him. They are an eternal couple, so they always appear together. So he was doing great tapasya. Who? Gadhi, the Raja or King Gadhi, who is none other than incarnation of Indra. So he did so much tapasya. And as a result of his tapasya, he got an extraordinary daughter, Putri. Very beautiful, enchanting, filled with good qualities. Very, very rare to get that kind of a daughter he got as a blessing of his tapasya. At that time, a great Rishi called Ruchika, he is a son of Bhrigu Rishi. There's a sage called Bhrigu. So Bhrigu Rishi has a son called Ruchika Rishi. So he comes to this Gadhi, King Gadhi, and tells him, oh my dear Raja, King Gadhi, I wish to marry your daughter. Right? She's very beautiful, she's well behaved, she has got good qualities. So I think she's best suited for me. So please marry me. Marry her with me. So then King Gadhi was not actually interested to marry his special daughter to a poor sage like this. So, but he can't say no, because when Brahmanas come and ask, qualified Brahmanas, not caste Brahmanas, come and ask, you can't say no to them, especially a Kshatriya cannot say no. But he wanted to avoid somehow, so he told, okay, so you have to do Kanya Shulka. Sometimes in the Kshatriyas, they have the system called Kanya Shulka. Nowadays, there's a dowry system, right? The girl's parents give some money to boys' parents or boys. But sometimes it was reverse. Kanya Shulka. You have to give dowry to the daughter's, that girl's father. So he said, you have to give Kanya Shulka. He said, what do you want? He said, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a king. For us, there will be a lot of wars. So I need very powerful horses. Horse, Ashwa. And you know what kind of horse I want? They should be pure white. Should be pure white horse. Only right side ear. Ear is this ear. E-A-R, ear. The right side ear should be black. Nowhere else should be black color. No other dot. No other, patch color. Nothing. It should be full white, and only right side ear should be black. Like this 1,000 horse I want. He thought, this is, from where will you bring like this? Okay, somehow you can bring one or two. Some search here and there. But you have to bring 1,000 horse which are as white as snow, but they have a right ear only black. Nowhere else. And they must be very powerful. They must be strong. Like this, he gave one big list. He said, if you can bring like this, I'll marry my daughter. So this sage, Ruchika, not an ordinary sage. He's a very powerful sage. So he started offering prayers to Varuna Deva. Who is Varuna Deva? The one who controls all the water bodies. So he started offering prayers to Varuna Deva. And Varuna Deva became very happy with the sage. And so he appeared and said, what do you want? He said that, see, I want to marry the daughter of Gadhi, King Gadhi. So he's asking me this Kanya Shulka of 1,000 horses, such and such description. Can you please help me? So immediately Varuna Deva from his city he brought and he gave them. 1,000 horses. So then Ruchika gave all those 1,000 horses to King Gadhi and said, please marry your daughter to me now. So then Gadhi understood he's not an ordinary sage, he's very powerful, right? He has an extraordinary power like this. He gave me such powerful horses with all the description. So he married his daughter, her name was Satyavati, married his daughter Satyavati to sage Ruchika, who is the son of Bhrigu Rishi. So now this King Gadhi, who's incarnation of Indra, and his wife, they wanted a son. They wanted a putra. And so they thought that this Rika Rishi is very powerful. So somehow, if we can convince him to do some special puja, yaga, havan, for us to get a good son, like that. So at that time what happened, once Bhrigu Rishi had come to ashram of Ruchika Rishi. So he saw his son Ruchika and his wife Satyavati, who was the daughter of Gadhi. They were living a very nice spiritual life, living a very religious spiritual life, following all dharma. So he was very pleased and satisfied with them. Especially Bhrigu Rishi, Bhrigu is one of the Sapta Rishi, right? He's a Brahma Manasa Putra, he's a direct son of Lord Brahma, he's very powerful. So he was very happy with the service behavior of his daughter-in-law. He said, my dear daughter-in-law Satyavati, I'm very happy with you, the way you're conducting yourself. I want to give you some blessing, Varadan. Kya chahiye aapko? Please tell me, what do you want? So she said, please bless me so that I have a good children. They will be very glorious. So he said, okay, tathastu. So at the same time, the Gadhi and his wife came and requested Ruchika, can you do something so that we get a good son? So Ruchika Rishi, he did lot of tapasya. And after doing lot of tapasya, he did a special havan. And in that havan, he prepared some charu. Charu is a eatable which is first offered to yajna and then it is eaten by those who perform yajna. So he invited special soul. Like you see these great sages, they had this power. They can command, they can give the order to a particular Atma that I want this kind of Atma to come and to be born in our family like that. You see, we don't have that power, right? If that is the case, then all the parents will choose whom they want. Like this, I want child. Like this, I want a daughter. But ordinary people cannot choose either children or children cannot choose the parents. But here, this Ruchika, so he chose. He thought, okay, my father-in-law, King Gadhi, he's a king, he's a Kshatriya. So they need a powerful king. So I will invite a soul who will be a powerful king in the future. And I am a Rishi, I am a Brahmana. So I need a Brahmana son. So I will invite a very glorious soul who will become a great sage, Rishi, right? So he invited such two great souls, Atmas, into that charu. And then, so he gave one of the Brahma Tejas charu. Charu is a prasadam, you can call it as like a prasadam, where he had invited a great Atma who will be a great Rishi. That soul has entered. So that he gave to his wife Satyavati and told you should go to Udumbara tree. I think in locally say Audumbara, right? In Sanskrit it's called Udumbara. He said you should go to Udumbara tree, do seva to Udumbara tree so that you become qualified to invite such a soul inside your body so that you can give birth. And he gave another charu, prasadam, in which the Kshatra Tejas Atma was invited. He gave to his mother-in-law, Gadhi's wife, and said, you go and do seva to Ashwatha Vriksha, people tree. And he said, in that way, you will, receive very glorious, illustrious children like that. And he went away to do his tapasya. This Gadhi's wife, that is Satyavati's mother, she told her daughter, you see, every husband, he has special feelings towards his wife and his own family. So this your husband Ruchika, I am somehow sure that whatever special mantra or puja that he has done, And what he has given to you, he must have invited a very special soul, because after all, that soul will be his own child. So you see, I am your mother and we are kings, right? For us, it is very much important to have a very special king. So let us exchange. What you are supposed to take, I will take, and what I am supposed to take, you take. So you were supposed to go and do seva to Udumbara tree, that I will do. And I was supposed to do seva to Ashwatha Vriksha, that you do. So in this way they exchanged, and that daughter Satyavati, she couldn't resist the mother's proposal. After all, mother was asking. So she said, okay, and the exchange happened. And then both of them became pregnant. And now that Rika Rishi came back. The moment he saw his wife, he saw that his wife, there is a Kshatriya tejas in her face. She's carrying a child which has got Kshatriya tejas. He immediately detected, like a doctor can detect by seeing the symptoms. What is the halat, the situation of the patient, like that. So the husband, Rika Rishi, said, oh, what is this? What has happened? So with his Divya Drishti, he understood. They have exchanged. Then he called his wife and said, what a big mistake you have done. I had done puja in such a way that what is required for us, such a kind of child will be born. Now you have exchanged. So a Kshatriya child will be born in our family, and who will destroy the whole world. And a Brahmana child will be born to your parents. They were actually the kings. They don't need a Brahmana, physical mentality person. But what to do? Now you have changed. So they will be born with such a child. So she started crying. She said, oh, I've done a big mistake. Please forgive me. Now, how do we abort what has happened? He said, no, we cannot change such things. It is not possible. Maximum what I can do is that I can postpone, but we cannot stop it. So we may not get a Kshatriya child. We will postpone it to one more generation. So we will get a Brahmana child who will become a sage, Rishi, but his child will become a Kshatriya. Like that. So now finally his mother, that Satyavati's mother, Gati's wife, she gave birth to a child, Kaushika, who later became Vishwamitra Rishi by doing 40,000 years tapasya. How many years? 40,000 years of tapasya that Kaushika Raja did and became Brahma Rishi, equal to Vasishtha Rishi, right? And then to this Richika and his wife Satyavati, the child was born, and the child was named as Jamadagni. And this Jamadagni, so now this Richika knows that Jamadagni's child will be a Kshatriya child. And that child will destroy the whole world. That much of Kshatriya tejas it is taking and birth. So he told his son, Jamadagni, you have to do tapasya and pray to the Supreme Lord. The child, whoever is going to appear as a Kshatriya child, better let the Supreme Lord appear as a Kshatriya child. And that child is supposed to destroy the whole world. Better that Kshatriya child that will appear to you, better destroy the whole world for the benefit of the whole world. With this, go and do tapasya. See, one thing we have to understand, whenever you want to get anything special in your life, you have to qualify yourself. This nowadays people don't know. They simply come to God and they say, give me job, give me good husband, good wife, or something, house, some material things they ask. But they don't think that they have to qualify for that. They have to prepare themselves. They should become capable to receive it. They should become capable to handle what they want. Simply they cannot get anything what they want. Isn't it? So, immediately, Jamadagni went to do severe tapasya and prayed to Supreme Lord Narayana that you please appear as my child, a Kshatriya child, and you destroy the whole world for the benefit of the whole world. Right? So, on in the Vaishakha Masa, Shukla Paksha, Tritiya Tithi, that is what Akshaya Tritiya. Vaishakha Masa, Shukla Paksha, Tritiya Tithi, the first Yama. Yama is a calculation of time in Sanskrit. Every 3 hours is called Yama. So, after sunset, Suryasta, the next 3 hours is called 1 Yama. So that is, in that Yama means the first Yama after the sunset. Tritiya Tithi, Akshaya Tritiya, Vaishakha Masa, Shukla Paksha, Supreme Lord Narayana appeared to Jamadagni and his wife Renuka Devi as their child. And that child was an incarnation of Narayana, brought so much joy and happiness to Jamadagni and Renuka Devi. In local language, the Renuka Devi is called Yellamma. People worship her as Yellamma. She is the mother of Parshurama, wife of Jamadagni. So, and the whole Prakriti, nature was celebrating appearance because Parshuram has appeared to remove all the evil-minded kings who are abusing their power at that time. So he had appeared. So there was so much of happiness. He had come to give happiness to the righteous people. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata. Abhyutthanam adharmasya. Whenever adharma increases, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I will personally come. So that time Kshatriyas were doing adharma. They were supposed to be, protecting dharma, but they were only doing adharma. So to remove, to eradicate that, Supreme Lord Narayana appeared as the child of Jamadagni and Renuka Devi. So his father Jamadagni gave the name Rama. Rama means the one who gives happiness. And this child, as he grew up, he became expert wielder of the Parshu. Parshu is axe, right? So that is why he got the name Parshurama. So one day, this Parshuram was out in the forest, and his mother Renuka Devi, every day she is supposed to bring water from the river to help her husband Jamadagni in his puja and activities. So she is a Maha Pativrata Shiromani. She is considered as Brahmani Lakshmi. She is that kind of good quality she carries. So one day she goes to nearby river to fetch the water, and from her tapas shakti, yoga shakti, from her pativrata shakti, from the sand she will make the pot. The pot, the water we carry, right? Smatka. From the sand you can't do anything actually, but she can make and she can carry water. Nobody can carry water in the sand. Water will run away. So, but with her tapas shakti she was able to do. So that day when she went, she saw that Gandharva Raja Chitraratha, he was sporting in the water with his queens. And when she saw him, for a moment, her mind desired to have pleasure with the Chitraratha. And immediately she regained herself. What did I do? But because of that, she became impure. She was not able to get that water. She got scared. Now what do I do? And she comes back to ashram. Jamadagni saw her. Where is the water? And she bent her head down. There was guilt on her face. She didn't indulge anything. Just a thought crossed her mind. There is a difference between thought crossing our mind but actually doing that action. She didn't do that action. Just a thought had crossed her mind. Jamadagni became very angry. How you have deviated from your chastity. He rebuked her. At that time, his children came. They have total 5 children. Parshuram is the 5th one. So, Rumatmaka, first child, came. He asked him, your mother has done a grievous mistake. Cut off her head, Jamadagni told. That is the punishment she deserves for the mistake that she has done. Just see how in Vedic culture, how the character was so strict. It's not like today, we can just do what we want. Even just for thinking, and how many thoughts? One thought, not some hundreds of thoughts. If that is the case, if somebody has to give punishment to us, we require maybe 1 lakh, 10 lakh heads. Our head will be cut off. So he said, cut off your mother's head. He said, how can I do? Matruhatya maha papa. How can I do this? I can't do this. Then second son came, Sudeshna. Jamadagni gave order. Your mother has done mistake and your brother also is not ready to obey the order. You cut the head of your mother. He also denied. Then third son came, Vasu. He also denied the order. Then the 4th son came, Vishwavasu. He also denied the order. So they all denied, and Jamadagni, like Agni, the name itself says Agni, he was so angry. He was boiling, fuming. So he cursed all of them to immediately collapse and die. And then Parshurama came. So then Jamadagni gave order to Parshuram. He said, he explained everything what has happened. He said, immediately my order to you is to cut off the head of your mother, Renuka. And Parshurama took his parashu and immediately cut off the head of his mother, Renuka. And then his father Jamadagni became pacified. He said, my dear Putra, Parshuram, you have pleased me. You so nicely obeyed my order. So tell me what you want. I want to give you whatever you want. So Parshuram, he took that opportunity and so he asked from his father. He said, Savavre Mathuruttana. My first thing is, my mother should come back alive. See, Parshuram knew the power of Jamadagni. What he can do. Savavre Mathur Utthana. She should come back to life. That is my first request. Second thing, Smritim cha vadhasya vai. She should not remember anything the past. That like this, once I got a lusty thought that she should not remember. She should not remember that my husband told his own children to kill her. She should also not remember that her son Parshuram killed her, because they are very painful. It's a trauma, right? And another thing is, once you give punishment to people, you don't have to keep on reminding them. You did this, you did this, you did this. Some people are very happy doing that. People have done mistake. You are sufficiently given punishment to them, but they are not satisfied with that. They keep on reminding them. You know what you did? You know what you did? You did this, this and all. So Parshurama is teaching lesson. Okay, mistake happened. Punishment was given. But after the punishment, now she should get a chance to again live her life. That is why Mathuruttana. Everybody deserves a second chance. See, Parshuram is teaching lesson. Right? My mother should get a second chance. Mathuruttana. And second one is, she should not remember anything in the past. Isn't it? Such an important lesson. In fact, in the Supreme Court, they have passed this order that every person who has gone through any punishment deserves right to be forgotten act. In the old days, let's say they have done something wrong and punishment is given, you don't have to treat them with the old thing. They have the right to be forgotten and treat them newly. So he said, smritim cha vadhasya vai papena tena chasparsham. That whatever pap that she had got because of mistake, he's saying nachasparsham. She should not go through any reaction for that, because she has gone through the punishment. Once she has gone through punishment, that's all over. Bhratrunam prakritim punaha. All my bhratrus, my brothers, they should also come back to life. So Parshuram asked all these things to Jamadagni. Apratidvandvatam yuddhe. So his father Jamadagni was so happy. He said, my dear child Parshuram, you have made me so happy by obeying my order. Actually, we have to very carefully understand all these things. This is a very, very interesting episode it is in today's world. It is not like somebody got angry, so you killed, you put acid. No, not like that. Jamadagni is teaching a lesson that we should not do adharma. And especially the adharma of that losing the chastity is very serious. Secondly, look at this. After giving punishment, now Parshuram is saying, now a mother should come back alive and she should continue to be as your wife. And Jamadagni is completely all right. He is saying, no. Once she has done mistake, I can't accept her. No. He happily accepts her back as his wife. No hesitation, no ill treatment, no such things. Accept her back. Right? And next thing is how Parshuram said she should not remember anything and nobody should remind her anything. This also tells how sensitively we should treat people even if they have done mistake. They say to err is human. Everyone does mistake. That doesn't mean whole life you torture them for that. Okay, you give punishment, but be sensitive. Be very careful. See, Supreme Lord Parshuram is teaching. So, Jamadagni was very happy with this. And apart from this, the Lord Parshuram wanted to show the whole world the power of Jamadagni. And somebody may say, okay, I am also a husband like Jamadagni. My wife has done a mistake, I will cut off her head. Do you have the power to bring her back to life? Do you have the power to bring her back life like this? You don't have, so you cannot give such punishment. Always we should know, when you give punishment, you should also have the power to ratify that. If not, you don't have capacity to, authority to give such punishment. That is very important. Simply you cannot take this example and say, I am the modern Jamadagni. I will give punishment. No. You don't have such power. He is a Maha Jnani, Maha Tapasvi, Maha Yogi, and the father of Parshuram, not an ordinary person, right? That is why Parshuram is demonstrating through this example. So his father, he said Tathastu, and all that happened. Renuka Devi came back to her life. All the brothers came back to life. And then Father Jamadagni said, more than this, I want to give you more. Aprati dvandvatam yuddhe. He said, nobody will be able to defeat you in the war. Dirgamayuscha. You will live long. Parshuram is one of the Chiranjeevis. Ashwathama. Right? Like that. Vibhishana, Hanuman, Parshuram. They're all Chiranjeevis. Sapta Chiranjeevis. So in this way, Jamadagni blessed them. So one day, this Kartya Arjuna, he came to visit the ashram of Jamadagni. And he was received well and he was given very good hospitality. And Kartya Arjuna was surprised that how a ordinary Rishi, a sage, is able to give me this kind of a hospitality. It is because there was a cow, a special cow called Homadhenu in the ashram of Jamadagni. It belonged to Kamadhenu category. It can give whatever you want. So Kartya Arjuna became very greedy. He said, oh, I want this cow. So he started dragging that cow. and the cow was crying, and that calf, Bachada, was crying out of the pain to be separated from the mother. And arrogantly, without caring for all those things, he dragged the mother cow, Homadenu, and he took away, went off. So Parshurama came back. He was not in the ashram. Parshuram came. He said, why this calf, Bachada, is crying like this? Then Jamadagni said, see, this is what happened. So Parshuram became very angry. He said, what kind of a behavior Kshatriya is demonstrating? This is nonsense. A Kshatriya must give protection to Brahmanas, but here Kshatriya is only attacking and misbehaving Brahmanas. I will teach him a lesson. So Parshuram comes and challenges Kartya Viryarjuna to come and fight with him. And Kartya Viryarjuna, with his 1,000 arms, Sahasrabahu, he comes to fight with Parshuram. And since Kartya Viryarjuna has brought some 500 bows. In his 500 hands, he is carrying 500 bows. In his another 500 hands, he is carrying 500 arrows. And simultaneously shooting. And it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam that the way Parshuram was moving, that Kartya Viryarjuna was not able to even understand. In a fraction of a second, Parshuram would, move from one place to another place. So Parshuram killed all the army of Kartya Viryarjuna and killed Kartya Viryarjuna for his impudent, arrogant behavior. And as you all remember, Kartya Viryarjuna had the special blessing that he can only be killed by Narayana, no one else. So Kartya Viryarjuna, when he is getting defeated, he understood, I can only be defeated by Narayana. And here is Narayana. So Rama, Ram, by chanting the names of this Parshuram, having the darshan of Ram, begging forgiveness for all his mistake, Kartya Viryarjuna gave up his life. And then he comes back, Parshuram, and tells Jamadagni what happened. Jamadagni says, why did you do this? You're not supposed to go and show our anger like this. But Parshuram appeared. Avatar was for that purpose, to punish Dushta Shikshana, Shishta Rakshana. At that time, Kartya Viryarjuna's sons, children, they were very angry. Oh, Parshuram came and killed our father. So we will also kill the Parshurama's father. So when Parshuram was not in the ashram, when he was outside, they came stealthily, hiding. And they attacked Jamadagni. And Jamadagni is unarmed. He's not like fighting. Kartya Viryarjuna was fighting with Parshuram. So in the fight you can attack, you can kill each other. But here when somebody is not fighting with you, they're not attacking you, they're not having any arms and weapons, to attack such a person is considered Mahapap. And that too is a sage, is a Brahmana, he deserves your protection. But they attacked him. And he was calling Ram, Ram, oh my child, Ram. And while he was chanting like that, they cut off his head. So when Parshuram came, he was so upset to see this. He did all that Antya Sanskar. He was angry. If you remember all the beginning, Rika Rishi, he had invited the Kshatriya Tejas. That will bring the destruction of the whole world. So Parshuram said, I will go and destroy all the corrupt kings who have occupied important, powerful positions and not behaving as per the, position of Kshatriyas. So he traveled 21 times around the earth globe and killed all the Rajas of that time, king. He eliminated them. There was nobody who could challenge Parshuram, right? And then after that, he went to Kurukshetra and he had a final war there with the king. And he built 5 pond with blood. Pancha Samantaka. That is where in the next Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, same Parshurama came as Krishna and spoke Bhagavad Gita in the same place where this Parshurama had made 5 ponds with blood and he gave tarpan to his Pitrus with all those Kshatriyas' blood. And in this way, Parshuram taught lesson to all the corrupt people. Right? See, when God comes, He doesn't see who is doing mistake. If you are a Brahmana doing mistake, He doesn't mind punishing them. Right? If you are a Kshatriya doing mistake, God will punish you. Like this, God can punish everyone. He doesn't mind who are you. So in the incarnation as Parshuram, Supreme Lord Narayan, He punished all the corrupt kings. Yada yada hi dharmasya paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Killed all the corrupt dushkritinas, kings, and paritranaya sadhunam. So now Parshuram, he's a Brahmana. As a Brahmana, he's not supposed to keep any property, wealth with him. By defeating the kings, now all that belongs to him. So he called all the Brahmanas and he did one big yajna. And he gave all the land in charity to all those Brahmanas. What he possessed, he gave away. This is a real Brahmana behavior. They don't keep anything with them. So now, another requirement is once you give anything in Dan, now you cannot use that. So now he gave all the land in Dan, so he cannot stay there. So he came near the ocean, the Sindhu Sagara. In modern day we call it as Arabian Sea. So his original name is Sindhu Sagara. So he came there and he took his parachute weapon and he threw that parachute into that ocean and told, till where this parachute goes and falls, till there the ocean should shift back. So new land should come. So he threw that and the new land emerged out of that. And that is called Konkan. What we call as Konkan, which is starting from Kerala up to Maharashtra certain point. This entire stretch is called Konkan, which came out of the ocean for Parshuram and that became part of Mahendra Parvata. And Parshuram lives there. He is living there. His incarnation of the Supreme Lord Chiranjeevi is there. He is doing tapasya, always protecting this world from this kind of dushkritinas, right? So being there, he is performing various leelas. So this is the leela of Parshuram, and this Supreme Lord Parshuram appeared on this auspicious occasion of Akshaya Tritiya. During this time, after the sunset, during this period, Parshuram appeared. So it is highly recommended that we hear this pastime of Parshurama's appearance, his glories, his greatness, and do Sankirtana and pray to Parshuram. Just like Parshuram came to kill, eradicate all the corrupt kings, like that we should offer our prayers on this day of Akshaya Tritiya to Parshuram, to Lord Krishna, that please kill all the corruption in my heart. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, kill. Establish Dharma in my heart. And you please stay in my heart. Right? It's very powerful. Like he killed Kya Arjuna, very powerful, 1,000. So like that, there are many powerful enemies there in our heart. Parshuram can kill. He can kill all our enemies. Right? He can give us protection. So this is a speciality. And the real Akshaya Tritiya is actually to pray to Lord to give unlimited devotion. Akshaya means unlimited. And the real Akshaya Tritiya is actually to pray the Lord for unlimited devotion, pure devotion. Generally people buy gold, silver. It's good, nice. But when you die, all your gold, silver, you have to leave here only and go. Then where is this unlimited? Unlimited is not just quantity. It should come in all the time always it should come with us. If you purchase some gold, diamond, it will be with you. In between, some thieves will be thinking how to take that away from you. If not thieves, your own family members will be thinking, or some relatives will be thinking. Somebody will be thinking how to take away like that. But bhakti, nobody wants. If you're sitting and chanting Hare Krishna, nobody will come to touch you. Nobody wants this But this is the most valuable. It's so valuable that it can give you moksha, bhakti, take you to Vaikuntha. But unfortunately, nobody is interested in that. This gold, silver, diamond, that will keep you in this world only. Right? There's nothing wrong if you take that and use it in the service of the Lord. But still on this Akshaya Tritiya, the real understanding must be that we should come and offer prayers to the Lord. And this Akshaya Tritiya, the real, like people take gold, like that we should say, golden Hare Krishna mantra I will take in my life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the real gold Hare Krishna mantra. If I take this, it will go on increasing, right? So that let us all pray to Parshuram, and this Akshaya Tritiya is appearance day, and take his blessing. And the same day of Akshaya Tritiya, Sudam also came to Dwaraka, brought this small little poha, gave to Krishna, and was blessed by Krishna. So it also means that anything we offer with love and devotion, patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. So we should always offer something to Krishna. Sudama offered pohe. That doesn't mean that I will also offer pohe. In my capacity, something I should offer to Krishna. Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. As you surrender, so shall I reciprocate. Right? So let us all surrender to Krishna and pray to Krishna on Akshaya Tritiya for his pure devotion.